Hey, what's up, Facebook family? Hello. Let me know who is with me today. Where are you tuning in from? If you are joining me from Facebook, be sure to click on the StreamYard link so that I can see your name. But say hello. I am joining you today because I want to talk about 11 profitable business ideas for women. So, 11 profitable business ideas for women owned businesses, because I find that, of course, when it comes to contracting, or selling your services to the government, a lot of times it's really difficult for women to kind of grasp the concept and try to kind of figure out how it works for them in their business. So I'm gonna go over like 11 different areas of business. So I missed you all last week. Sorry I wasn't able to join you, but I'm here today. And if you've watched my live stream this morning, you saw me in my hard hat in the trenches because that's what I do, y'all. It's all about understanding how to build a business successfully, and leveraging this big kept secret about government contracting to be able to do that. And so that is the reason, the whole purpose of creating this group, to share tips and nuggets and to just kind of provide support. And of course, there's a lot of amazing peer-to-peer support that's happening in here. If you're joining from YouTube, I want to welcome you, but also be sure to join us on Facebook in the community. It's called the Government Contracts for Women and Minority Business Owners, an amazing group. But there are some questions that you do have to complete to be considered for entry into that group. So if you don't complete the questions, you can't get in. So anyway, let me know in the chat where you're joining from, what type of business you have, where you're from, all that amazing things. So we're going to be doing a lot of great things here in 2020. Shout out to all of those who joined us. Stacia just emailed me. I'm live now. So shout out to those who joined us in the previous masterclass. I did a collaboration with Shantae Rhodey of She's Boss Talk. Shout out to her for the amazing information, beautiful collaboration that we had. In showing you all about small business certifications. If you missed that, we do have the replay available for purchase. So it was very powerful. We talked about, and we kind of went behind the scenes and really rolled up our sleeves and shared with you how to leverage your certifications, what certifications are, where to go, all the different resources that surrounds that, and why. And I gave out my secret sauce formula to how you can actually use your certifications to easily, and I showed you exactly how the numbers work, to easily add multiple six figures in your business, working less than 90 days out of the year. So if you want that information, be sure to let me know in the chat. And I'll drop the link later about how you can actually get that masterclass recording. So hi, Sheena. Hello to Sheena. Welcome to the live stream. So what's up to all my ladies? I'm so excited about today because it's been a minute since I've actually had to wear multiple hats in one day, and I do that often, but like the past couple of months, I just kind of like took it easy. For those of you who don't know, I am expecting a little bundle of joy, and so I just kind of like started to kind of take some things off my schedule a little bit. But what I am looking for, if you are California based, especially Bay Area based photographer or videographer, I am looking for someone that I can train up under my business to do some work for when I do take, of course, my leave for, thank you, Tashina, when I take my leave for a month or so, because I'm going to be out in the trenches working, right? So anyway, so this morning, yeah, I was suited and booted with the hard hat, PPE gear, whatever I call it, my make money look day, where I don't get to do my hair or nothing. So I just kind of threw it up in a ponytail. I don't get to do my hair or nothing because I'm in the trenches with those businesses that are getting multiple millions of dollars in construction, like and just by sharing their services. And I'm not gonna even go into it. I'm gonna share with you all 11 things that you can do. But The reason why I shared that, thank you, Crystal. Good morning. Hi, Ashley. Good afternoon to some of you that are on the East Coast. The reason why I shared that to you, all because, sometimes you don't see, right? You don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? But also, you don't see the many opportunities that are out there. And so sometimes people are stuck. They don't see opportunities. They think it's a dead end, or maybe you've talked to the SBA and was trying to figure out how to position yourself, and they're like, no, there's no opportunities, but there are. So I'm here to tell you that there are. It's really about positioning and understanding how things work, how to leverage your power, how to make sure you have all your certifications in order and be ready, right? You got to be ready. So on this particular project that I was on, um, let me see. So Stacey's not seeing me on. Let me see. Let me see. People. So where are you guys joining me? Are you guys joining me on Facebook? Yeah, I see Facebook. I don't see YouTube. Because she's not able. Let me see. Are chatting. Hopefully she put me into to stream into the right group. So, anyways, I actually was out there because I want people to know that there's just certain things that you can do, certain things that you should be doing in your business. And unless she's sharing it now, okay, found it, sharing it in the page, it got messed up. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So anyway, there's things that you should be doing in your business, of course. For those who are um like trying to figure it out on your own, like it's the long journey. I still congratulate you. I still applaud you for trying to figure it out on your own. It is a process, and stay the race because it is a process. But for those who are just like, I want to do this year, in the next 3 to 6 months, be on contracts and landing projects, that's a whole nother ball game, and it's possible. I have the exact system that will help you get there and reach those milestones in that time frame. And so, anyway, I shared that to say there's 11 areas um, of business opportunities that I see often for women, right? And these are like some of the services that I've heard that women have, they have businesses in these areas that I think are underutilized. Are there other services? Yeah, there are going to be other things beyond this 11, point list. But I just want to start with these 11, just so you know. And if this resonates with you, like some of the things that I'm going to be mentioning, if it resonates with you, let me know that it resonates with you. Let me know, that this is going to get you to thinking about, speeding up the process, but also just getting connected, right? And understanding how to go after these large projects, leveraging your certifications to get a piece of the pie. So anyway, for all those of you, number one on my list, for all of those women who maybe have clothing stores, boutiques, sell shoes, clothes, t-shirts, like anything in the clothing arena, the great news that I have for you is that you can actually not only continue doing what you're doing at the pace that you're doing if you're happy with those results, but if you're looking to also grow in abundance, doing that, you can actually sell clothes to the government. Yes. And so this morning during another training, I shared that because most people think of the government as this wall or this building, but guess what? The government is made up of people, bodies of people. And so there's people who are officers, employees and workers and all that stuff within the government. And so that is the reason why it makes sense that those people wear clothes, right? And they need clothes. And guess what? Whatever they're purchasing, and when it comes to uniforms for either the Navy or whoever. Hi, Angela. When it comes to like uniforms and all this gear and PPE gear, like the hard hats, the jackets, and military gear and backpacks and all that stuff, if you're in the apparel space, it makes sense for you to be able to position your business. Of course, it makes sense that you should want to sell those same clothing items or whatever, or apparel items to the government, right? It may not be your particular brand. Maybe some of you have created your own brand of clothing, right? It may not be your particular brand, but it's still apparel. It's still clothing, right? You're still a retailer who can buy clothes at a wholesale price and do your markup and sell that to the government. And guess what? The reason why this is important is because they're not going to buy one outfit at a time. They're not going to buy maybe 5 outfits at a time. They're going to buy boatloads of outfits, like bulk purchases at a time. So we're talking about $500,000 on one order. How about that? And so hopefully this is like, this will wake you up. Like, so if you sell clothes, you can definitely sell your clothes to the government. So number 2 on my list is food. Okay. We have a lot of talented chefs. We have a lot of talented cooks, food prep, people who prep food, caterers, like those of you who are women. That's who I'm talking to today, just the women. Glad I caught this class today. Nice background. I always love your tips. Thank you, Angela. I'm glad that you're here. So, for those of you who are women and you have that skill set of being able to prep food, create food, serve food, do catering, all that stuff, you can sell your services to the government, right? Believe it or not, your food, your spices, your mix of it. Like if you have a restaurant or whatever, you cook from home, you utilize a professional kitchen, all that stuff, you can sell it to the government because guess what? They have events all the time. Even now, like within the departments, they have events. People, they're still working, right? And so they have catering projects. Of course, they utilize catering services. They have chefs and stuff on site, like on military bases and all that stuff. Those could be your contracts, right? Inside like some of the transportation ports like the airport or maybe like the train station where they have food vendors and stuff like that. Those are all contracts under the city or the state, right? Those are all contract based businesses. They have contracts with the city to provide foods in those areas. And so that could be you. So we're not talking about per event or selling plates, right? We're talking about major catering opportunities where one particular catering event could be upwards of $250,000, right? And so it's a big difference between selling your services or doing catering services for a family, which is those are great things too, or doing a party or a birthday party or a baby shower or whatever, right? It's a big difference between that and serving many with one take, serving many in one take and generating $250,000 for one evening, right? That means if you can land a contract like that, which I see, those are obviously those are available. If you can land a contract like that, really, you're set. You do one a year, right? So it's just a difference, just leveraging government contracts to buy back your time. Isn't that worth investing in knowing how to do it, right? And knowing how to do it quicker and the right way, right? With a blueprint, right? Isn't that worth it to you? Number 3, I'm seeing more and more women in construction, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a general contractor, but I do know of some women general contractors, right? And there's a shortage. I've seen minority women contractors land multiple million dollar construction contracts specifically just because she's a woman owned business and a minority owned business, right? So that's double goals for that agency who has to meet the goals to utilize, right? But there's still a lack of women in that particular industry and in that field. And if you have some type of service that can service or can serve under construction, whether that is electrical or whatever, construction management services, there's a bunch of different things that you can do within that arena or whatever. There's opportunities, and those opportunities are here. They're here and now, and they are waiting for you, right? And so number 4 on my list is communications. So we have a lot of women in public relations, communications, advertising, marketing, like all of those things fall under communications. So if you have a communications agency, and if you did not know, let me be the one to tell you that you can actually sell communication services. So a lot of my actual subcontracting contracts that I have are under communication agencies, right? And these are women-owned communication agencies, right? Women, minority communication agencies, Black owned, all that stuff, that have major contracts like in the millions, who brought me under as a subcontractor, right? In the hundreds of thousands or whatever, you know. So if you are communications, person, or this is something that you're passionate about, or maybe you don't really know exactly what you want to do, what you want to offer, but maybe that's your background or your skill set, I'm letting you know that those opportunities are here and now. They're available. And there's so many different ways that you can be utilized with the government under communications, like so many things, like television production. There's so many things. Like they pay people to come in and record podcasts, do newsletters, do all different radio shows, like all different types of things, do PR of events and put together events, and, do outreach and promotions and all this type of stuff under that communications umbrella. So communications alone has really helped me, right, to build my business, just falling under that particular umbrella. So these are things that you can do either as a sub that provides a service that falls up under those topics, or if that's what you do, you can actually be a prime on some of these contracts. And I see it all the time. So for those of who are more like, here's another one, number five on my list is equity and inclusion. Equity and inclusion. So last year, during all the riots and everything like this has become a number one thing, with the government. They want to prove that we have equity and inclusion, right? We're diversifying not only our workforce but our contracting opportunities. We're utilizing minorities in this aspect. We're also utilizing more women. They want to prove that, but a lot of them also want someone to come in to do those trainings. So if you're a person that does equity and inclusion trainings, and that's what you specialize in, you can kill the game, not only on the government side but also in corporations, because they have diversity and inclusion, a lot of different types of things in corporations. And sometimes they need people like experts to come, contract in or whatever, to teach their workforce about inclusion and equity and diversity, and like, how to deal with other races, and like, bridging the divide, all that stuff. And so that's another area, because I've seen also some women just around different areas, different platforms of social media that mention, I'm an equity and inclusion, type of person, or this is what I provide. I teach on equity and inclusion. And maybe you have like a coaching program where you do that, but you can also sell that service to the government. So number 6, we have, and this is one that I'm really passionate about, traffic signs. Okay. Because, you never really hear about traffic sign being a business, right? Something that you can actually provide to the government. So when you think about it, when you drive down any community or neighborhood where there's construction or something going on, there's building going on, or grounds being broken open, there's always some type of construction signs around that says caution, or go this way, or stop. There's always those signs coming up. You'll see flaggers, workers with the flags, directing you to go around this way or whatever. So anyway, one of the women here, we recently lost a soldier here in our community, who has built a significantly multi-billion-dollar empire as a minority-owned business in the Bay Area. And that is what she did. She specialized in traffic signs, and was able to leverage her status as a woman and minority in local business and small business to not only build her empire, but also teach so many other women and minority-owned businesses how to do business with the government in whatever area. And she was also able to go from that to doing like irrigation services, more so on construction sites. You know how when you build up construction or you're building something or tearing down stuff, there's like dust and all this stuff in the air. So she had trucks that would just water down those construction sites to kind of mitigate or minimize pollution in the air. So anyway, shout out to Yolanda Jones of YCAT. We're definitely going to miss her, but she's definitely left a legacy of what's possible for women, and what's possible and how simple it is just to go get some signs, get some workers, throw them out there, and you know what I mean, have your paperwork in order, whatever proper type of insurances and workers comp, and build billions, $1 billion empire just providing traffic signs. When you're on the freeway and you see those signs that say go this way or take this exit, those are all traffic signs. It gives directions. That is easy to get, right? So, and something that you can utilize over and over and over and over and over in your business. So that is it. That is that. So another thing, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So number 7 on my list, fencing. Okay. So if you are trying to figure out, well, I have a business idea, maybe I have a couple business ideas. I don't really know what I want to do, what I can do. Are there any open opportunities, something that you can tell me there's the opportunities and I could just jump into that? Maybe you're ready to start a new business or whatever, right? So fencing, like if you don't even have to do the work, you just provide the fences. That's it. So anyway, again, on construction sites or anywhere that there's something going on, even events, anytime they block off the streets for like biker walk through the street day, whatever that's called, there's fencing companies that actually provides fence rental services to the government, and you can make a lot of money just being a fencer. Like you can hire a crew to set the fence up, hire them to take it down and put it back in your storage for the next project, right? And so that's a very lucrative field as well that I definitely see underutilized, especially for women-owned businesses. So we have number, I think 8, 9, 10, 11. So number 8 is porta potty wash stations. So porta potty and wash stations, that's another service that you can actually offer whenever they're having events. Of course, they're always having porta potties on construction sites, a bunch of different things, right? No matter where it is, right? There's a new building going up, bathrooms are not ready, boom, porta potties is a multi-billion-dollar industry as well. And wash stations, where you have the remote wash stations where the workers can wash their hands, or clean their eyes or whatever. Those mobile wash stations are also a very lucrative one. 9, 10, 11. So 9, number 9 is trucking. So I see a lot of women in trucking. And if any of this stuff resonates with you, or if you actually provide any of these services, let me know that too. So trucking is another one. I see a lot of women in trucking. Some are like trucking brokers, some are like actual you drive trucks, some provide trucking services or whatever. Some do the logistics on trucking, making sure everything is what it's supposed to be, all that stuff. So those are all different areas under trucking that can really help you grow your business when you're doing business with the right person. So with trucking, there's like not only the Department of Transportation, there's like so many different agencies that need trucking services, even like cars, fleet, anything with fleet. Like if you have a trucking company and you could provide yeah, especially annual events like state fairs, yep, circuses, yep, you're right, Ashley. So if you could provide like fleet, to the government, like all those cars, have you ever just really, really paid attention to in your city, all the city government agencies that are provided with cars? All the cars are the same. Somebody has that contract, and that could be you, right? So just imagine if you had fleet and you can provide those services. Even if you had a car washing service, you can provide car washing detail services for those particular fleets, buses, all that stuff. Those are provided by contractors. Did you not know that the school bus services, right? That's somebody that's a company that has a contract with the city to provide school busing services to bus your kids to the school. So it's like government contracting is all around us, even though we never look at it like that, right? It's all around us. When you get on the freeway, there's companies, there's general contractors and traffic sign companies and all different types of logistics. There's a bunch of things going on, right? Somebody's providing the concrete. Those are all, small businesses that got contracts to do that, to build the infrastructure. So everywhere around you, there's a contract, going on. So from now on, when you look around, when you go outside your door, when Recology or whoever it is that does like recycling in your community, whoever it is that's picking up the trash, in your community, like those are all contractors, right? They're not city worker, like they're not employees of the city. It's a company that has a contract to provide that service over a certain period of time. So look at all the opportunities that are around you. So we have number 10, which is cleaning. So I see a lot of women who have. So Crystal said, I just started a trucking company. So, hey, yes, congratulations on starting a trucking company. There's not a lot of women in that space. There's so many different opportunities where you can actually get in position because you are a woman who provide that particular type of service. I mean, you can do anything with trucks, from providing trucking, hauling, long term, like trucking, like over certain mileages or whatever you call that, or like short distance trucking. There's so many different ways that you can actually, grow your business or leverage your business. You can be a trucking delivery company and get a contract delivering things to sites or projects or whatever. So different things, right? But cleaning, there's a lot of different type of cleaning services that I see women own, whether it's janitorial cleaning. Maybe some of you have been strategic enough to add a COVID cleaning service to your business if you are already in the cleaning space. There's power washing, there's window washing, there's all different types of cleaning, right? There's also laundry cleaning, like just cleaning the person in house cleaning, those type of services. So all of those services that fall under cleaning are also services that you can sell to the government. I see laundry services all the time, and I'm like, why would the Department of Transportation need somebody to do their laundry? And I'm like, well, I guess they do have uniforms for the workers. I don't really know, but they're out there. Those contracts are out there. In addition to janitorial, like everybody, every agency across every city, across every state, across every level needs janitorial services. That's like all day, every day, right? So if you're in janitorial services or you're in that business and that's something that you do, and you are not doing business with the government, or you're still trying to figure out how to do it the cheap way by Googling government contracts or looking at YouTube and all that stuff will not give you the steps. You will have an overload of information, right? There's a difference between an overload of information and strategic strategy and action steps to make it happen. A big difference, right? But the choice is yours. What do you want to do? You want to keep Googling? You want to keep looking at YouTube? You want to do that? Or do you want a real solution to actually getting to the pot of money? So absolutely, those maintenance uniforms need cleaning. Yeah, they do. Ashley, and thank you. Um, so that was number 10 on my list. And number 11. Now this one I made purposely last. Purposely last because you may not think that this is something that is needed, but I see it all the time, and I also see it going unresponded to all the time. And I'm like, who does this service? Who can do that service, right? And sometimes you may see me, share some stuff or post some things that says, oh, here's an opportunity. It just came across my email. I don't do this service, but maybe one of y'all want to do it. But I didn't do any research on it. So you go do the research and find out when the deadline is, where to submit, who to send it to. Hold on, my alarm is going off, who to send it to, all that stuff. But I will post those things as I see them, because I'm just like, there's so many people that are sleeping. So many people are asleep. Like, can we wake up? Can we wake up? Can we wake up and not be so stuck on doing things the traditional way, the hard way? And I was actually in a training recently. It just reminded me, when we are going through school, which is like, to me as an adult, now that I look back, is boot camp. Boot camp, from the moment that you're 5 years old to train you and brainwash you into learning how to follow orders, right? Learning how to follow orders only to go to school, go to school, get student loans, owe that forever, buy a house, leveraging credit or whatever, right? Own that mortgage for 30 years, right? We're taught how to be in debt. Very little do I hear that in a school you can learn about trades. Like we used to have wood shop and all those different types of things. We used to have ROTC, all those type of things when I was growing up. But this generation don't have that. So very little do I hear about in school. You're learning about how not to get in debt, how to have an 800 credit score, how to manage your credit, how to avoid when you go on college campus and they give you those $3,000 credit cards when you're 17, 18 years old, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go shopping and don't pay it back. Boom, that's the first ding to your credit, and then it kind of builds up from there. So very little do I see in a school that they have programs that say um start a business. This is how you do it, right? And a business is really the way to generating wealth. When you work for yourself, you can make so much money, millions versus hundreds of thousands, or maybe 80,000 or whatever it is, right? You buy your time back to so we're taught backwards. Go to work, 40-hour work week, struggle, live paycheck to paycheck. If you can, stash some money over here and then go get a mortgage and struggle forever, right? Nobody wants to live that life. And so those are the things that we're taught. But the reason why I share this is because I learned later in life, and all those things that I said I've been through. I've been through the struggle. I've been through the bad credit. I've been through the all the stuff, right? But this right here, having a business is something that will alleviate you of struggle. Is something that can help you not have to go get a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, but maybe pay it off in 2 years, 5 years, or whatever. Maybe have the buying power to buy your house in cash. How about that? We're not taught that, but it's possible. It's so much possible, and to make millions. Those things that that most, when you have the employee mindset or when you have a struggling business mindset, you would think the millions is so far off, but it's not when you are in the right zone and when you know the right things and you understand how money is really gathered, or how to go after it, right? The opportunities are there. But anyway, I can talk about that all day. But anyway, so translation services, that's what I was talking about. So translation services, that is number 11 on my list. So there's so many different types of translation. You can if you know multiple languages, you could translate. There's transcription service opportunities for you to take an audio, transcribe it to video, or transcribe it to Word or whatever, create a blog, all of that. So transcription services, court transcription services, translation services. Do you not know that? I mean, you can translate for the government, for the federal government, for the president, like translate things in different languages. So if you know multiple languages, like you really can kill the game. There's a lack of women. There's a lack of course, minorities in that space. But there's so many of us that actually know multiple languages, and so that is it. So that is my 11 services for women-owned businesses, or 11 business ideas for women in business that you can actually sell to the government. I'm just going to do a quick recap of everything that I just covered, which includes clothes, food, construction, communications, equity and inclusion, traffic signs, fencing, porta potty and wash stations, trucking, cleaning, and translation services. If any of that resonates with you, or if you're not even unclear about what you do in particular for your business, and you're not sure if the government sells that, let me know in the chat. I'm going to be checking it periodically, and I'll show you like where the opportunities are. But even though I show you, you still have to be in position. So that's why I always push. Do you have those certifications? Not just one, but all of them, right? Because it opens up opportunities to all different levels of government. But anyway, that is my spiel for today. Thank you, Aisha. I'm out of breath now. At the end of your life, let me see. Joanne. Hey, hi, Joanne. So I was just reading. So any questions? Any questions before I go? Clothing. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So like if you know anybody that falls into any of those categories, share, let them know there's opportunities. What certification? So Natasha, good question. So certification. So when I say certifications, I'm talking about being officially certified as a woman business enterprise, or a minority business enterprise, or a small business enterprise. So there's different types of categories and different type of certifications, and that is important because of course the government has an obligation to spend. Now last year they spent 9 trillion, right? They spent $9 trillion on products and services. 26% of that they're obligated, although they always most of the time exceed that 26% budget. 26% of that, right? Which turns out to be a couple, 200 and something $billion on average. 26% of that they have to spend with minority small businesses, women-owned businesses, and all those other business concerns. So in order for you to identify it as that, in order for them to know you exist, you have to be certified under those particular categories. So Natasha, that is what the certifications are. So Lisa Murphy, hi Lisa. You do clothing as well. Yeah. So yeah, I remember you were telling me that. So that's why I say being open, right? Being open to understanding that there's opportunities for you to sell uniforms, like shoes, like all different types of apparel, masks, that falls under clothing, different types of things, right? Um, is that certification free? So good question, Ashley, and thank you for joining us. So those certifications. So here's the thing, and in the masterclass, which I'm going to join, like as soon as I find the link, I'll share it here. But in the masterclass that Shantae Rhodey and I did last weekend, we talked about these certifications, resources, how to get them done, all that stuff. And it's the recordings are made available for purchase. It's like a very nominal fee for all the game. Not only did you learn about certifications and government contract and how it kind of works for you, but also you learned about how to get grants and free money to grow your business, all that stuff. But anyway, so yes and no. So Ashley, the answer to your question, is certification free? Yes, it's free. There's agencies that provide the application and documentation, right? And you have to do the paperwork for free, right? You do the paperwork yourself, it's for free, right? There's some agencies also that provides those support services like the SBA, the PTAC, your small business development center. Those are like some free resources of people who can help you put together that application package. Now there are also third-party companies, right, that can do the paperwork for you, for those, because it's a lot of paperwork, right? A lot of people get hung up. A lot of people get rejected because they're missing something. The business foundation is not really in order and all that stuff. And so there's third-party companies that also like charge a nominal fee, right, to do it for you, right? That's hiring a provider to do it for you. And so yeah, so there's paid service, there's free service, there's you can do it for yourself for free as well. And then I have a checklist. So I think I mentioned, maybe I didn't mention the checklist. So I have a checklist of what you need to have available in your business so that you can certify your business. That free checklist you can find at Qualify for Government Contracts. I'll bring it up here. Qualify for government contracts.com/checklist. And this is at minimum. If you download this free checklist, I think it's right. Qualify for government contracts.com/checklist. So if you download this checklist, at minimum, those are like the documents that you have to prepare for your certifications. At least you'll have most of everything. Some agencies ask for more documentation, some ask for less. But if you have this particular checklist items in your business, then you're ready to get certified. Once you're certified, you're ready to do business with the government. So it's kind of like a 3-step process. Okay. Does this include Hub? Yeah. So Hub Zone. Yeah. So Rosie, yes. The answer to your question is yes. So that a different type of certification includes Hub Zone, right? Which is like businesses that are located in these underutilized communities, basically like urban areas or hoods or blighted neighborhoods. So if your business is specifically located in one of those areas, there's specific contracts that are set aside for hub zone businesses. It's a certification that you have to actually go through the paperwork to get. Um, so Don, hi Don. Thank you, Kawana. Now that the self-certifying option is no longer available through SBA, do you have any suggestions on the best way to certify? So hi Don, and thank you so much for asking that question. So the self-certification process is still available with the SBA. They just switch websites. Okay. So, and that is only for the woman-owned small business that you're referring to. So they went from one website to now the new site is beta.certify.sba.gov. That is where you go to self-certify as a woman-owned small business. But then there is sam.gov for federal. And of course, there's a bunch of different other agencies like your local city and state, your Department of Transportation. Those are all separate certifications. So hopefully that helps. So if you're looking for the WOSB certification in particular for self-certify, it has moved to beta.certify.sba.gov. Okay. I'm trying to get there. Rochelle Whitty. Kim Wells, wow, I missed most of this. Will I be able to hear the replay? Yes, it will be there. What checklist are you referring to? I'm referring to basically the checklist, because some of the business owners that are on here want to know about certifications, how to get certified. The checklist is basically the documentation that you need to have for your business. That includes more than just your business license, like that checklist of items so that you can prepare. Without that checklist of items, you can get lost. It's daunting. Most business owners give up when it comes to the documentation. And I've seen it. And I see and I'm looking at them and I'm like, I see millions of dollars of opportunities for your business. What is so hard for you to go get your taxes? It's not that, I mean, millions versus having to go scramble to get the taxes or go back and get them done or whatever the situation may be. Don't leave millions of dollars on the table for paperwork. So that is what that checklist is, kind of to prepare you for the next step of getting certified. Thank you for inviting me. Extremely interested. Hi, Latanya. Hi, Latanya. Hi, April. What was the beta website again? Let me bring it up real quick. Let me see. So it's certify, no, beta. It's beta.certify.sba.gov. I think I can show that. There we go. Beta.certify.sba.gov. So that is the self-certified portal for the WOSB certification only. Like that, it's WOSB, economically disadvantaged, WOSB, in that same portal, the hub zone. So these are all federal. You'll find most federal certifications under that site. So that's the new site for the woman-owned small business. Thank you so much for the clarification. Thank you. You're welcome, Don. Cool. Cool. Any other questions before I go? Y'all better ask while I'm here. All right, so cool. So I'll circle back and drop the link to the masterclass that we did for those of you who are kind of brand new to contracting and you want to know about certifications and free resources. You want to know about grants and all those amazing things. So bookstores, do they have contracts? So hi, Christina. So bookstores, yes, you can sell books, literature, all different types of literature and stuff like that to the, I've actually seen contracting opportunities, which I thought about doing, like responding to, literally for bookstores, because they have like libraries and sometimes they look for people to provide like a list of books to those libraries. And so, yeah, so definitely. And I think those contracts are like 5 years long, so yeah, you can definitely, get a contract as a bookstore owner as well. So Kim, hi Kim. Kim says, I am woman-owned small business. Hold on, did I lose it? Oh, here we go. I am woman-owned small business. If I can find it, where you go? woman owned small business, or an economically disadvantaged small business. So I'm going to ask you. So here's the question. This is what I want to ask you, Kim. Um, so you're woman owned small business. You have a COVID-19 cleaning business. So are you getting contracts with the government right now? That's what I want to know. So that's great, and congratulations. I have a COVID-19 cleaning business, residential, commercial, post-construction, crime scene cleanup. I love you. I have a question. A prime contractor contacted me, about being a subcontractor. Can I put this one on my capability statement as a subcontractor? Yeah. So you don't even have to put it on your capability statement as a subcontractor, right? You just put it on your capability statement, right? But it doesn't have to say this is sub work that I did. But yeah, maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. But yes, that is performance history. So good. Congratulations. I think that's super awesome. Um, a prime contractor, which means they will contact you specifically because you're a woman-owned small business. So that's good to hear that you're leveraging your certification to get opportunities for your business, and that's awesome. So in addition to that particular um, prime contractor, what I would do, I would reach out to all the prime contractors in the region and do an introduction. Let them know I'm a woman-owned small business looking to be utilized. I'll have my economic, disadvantage, woman-owned small business certification, all those things. So, so Christina says, I need you help. All right. So here's the thing. I've said I mentioned a couple things that I'm resources and stuff for you all that I'm going to share. But Christina, also you can work with me. Like if this is an invitation for you to work with me, right? I can show you step by step exactly how to build a government contracting business with ease, right? In a 6-month period. You will learn everything that took me years to figure out and to master. I've broken it down into a 6-week module consulting and coaching program where you can learn how to do this, right? We've had contractors that's worked with me land contracts in 5 weeks, in 8 weeks, in 30 days, in 60 days, even if it's in 6 months, right? And we've had them all along that timeline start landing contracts, right? And so it's a proven system. You do the work, you implement the steps, you will get contracts. Is pure point blank, period. So if you want to work with me, book a call. I would recommend that you schedule a call to work with me. The link to work with me, I will drop it here. Qualify for government contracts.com. So we have a couple seats. I don't know how many seats exactly we have available. But we only accept we don't work with everybody, so that's why you have to book a call and apply so we can see if it's a good fit for you and everything like that. But we do kind of screen who we want to work with because we only want to work with those who are serious about doing this and serious. I don't want to just give you information that you say, oh, that was so good, and you do absolutely nothing, and a year down the line you've done nothing, you're still in the same boat. We want to work with people that's ready to roll up their sleeves and make it happen. Okay. And we help you every step of the way. So qualify for governmentcontracts.com is where you go to schedule a call to apply to enroll in our program. Do you work with those in the financial industry? Yes. Is there even an area opportunity? Girl, Ashley, let me tell you, is there an area for financial? Yeah, absolutely. Because when you think about it, the Department of Treasury is a government agency. All they talk about is money. All they talk about is money, banks, and enterprise and all that type of stuff. So yeah, so more than just with the Department of Treasury, there's definitely opportunities in the financial industry. So what specifically do you do in the financial industry? Let me know. I'm just curious to know exactly what it is that you do, but there's definitely opportunities. So like some people are, and this is the thing, this is the reason why I shared the top 11, because some people really don't know, right? I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I probably did. Yeah, I did mention this before. A lady came to me, was like, well, does the government buy dog treats? Right? She sells dog treats. That's what she does in her business, which is a very niche-based business. And I'm like, I've never had that question before, so let me look it up. Looked it up. The government buys pet food, dog food, pet shampoo, all these types of things. I'm like, yeah. So there is nothing that you cannot find a way to sell to the government. It's really just about positioning executing and understanding like your power, but you must have your power first. And that getting that power, when I say power, I'm talking about those certifications that gives us power. Earlier today, if you've watched like my timeline earlier today, I actually live streamed from one of the construction projects that I'm on as a photographer, professional service, carved an opportunity, leveraging my certification local, um, to get an opportunity on this multi-billion-dollar project that's right around the corner. I'm like, why would not you utilize me? So the great thing about having all your certifications, local, state, and federal, is that you can use your power, right, to get up to be a part of these million-dollar, billion-dollar projects to get your piece of the pie. That will help you build millions in your business, right? But also I was able to take that local certification, and work with a contractor a prime, who did not want to utilize minorities, who did not want to utilize people from, the community and stuff like on those projects. You can tell, right? But they're obligated to, because under the city ordinance, it's like you have to have so much percentage of utilization. And one of the hub zone things, like you got to utilize people, businesses that are right there in that zip code, right? So it's really about understanding your power, leveraging, and carving out an opportunity, right? There's different various ways. Like they need consultants. There's like the small business center, the SBA, the Small Business Center, the Small Business Development Center, like all these different Office of Economic Workforce Development, they all need financial consultants to teach their business owners how to manage their business finances, how to put together their budgets, or like just all different types of opportunities for, for the financing industry. So anyway, let me know in particular. Oh, personal finance, debt management, credit education. Yeah. So all of those services. Yeah. Personal finance, especially debt management, because when it comes to like the Office of Economic Workforce Development and all those city local governments, they actually have programs where they contract out the services, such as services to teach people how to get out of debt, services to teach people how to get out of debt so they can become first-time homeowners, like all different types of education, credit education, fix your credit, all those types of programs. So anyway, so Evelyn says, I'm waiting on SAMS.gov. What's the next step? So Evelyn, so you're waiting on SAM.gov. It normally takes about a week at max, unless something is wrong. So you should hear within 3 days if something is wrong, like, which means a mismatch of your EIN or TIN or whatever, or if something is not matching, you would know within 3 days. Other than that, you should be active like within a week. So what's next? Once you are SAM.gov active, federally certified, federally active to do business with the federal government, you can actually bid on government contracts on the federal level. But what will be next is to do the other certifications. That's what I would say. Do the other certifications. Yeah. And learn, how to bid, how to look for opportunities, learn the system. And that's where I extend the opportunity to show you the invitation, to show you exactly what to do, how to do it successfully. So I have a master's in education, just started a nanny business. Do you think I can find opportunities in this field? I'm also a PhD candidate, getting the doctorate degree in higher education. So higher education. So there may be some opportunities. I would need to know exactly what you do specifically. Yeah. So I would need to know, is like master's of education, that's a degree, but what type of educational services are you doing? Like, so is there a special service? Because a educator could be, maybe you're educating on equity and inclusion, right? Or whatever, right? Whatever it is that you're educating in. Now, school-based education, there's Department of Education, right? So it depends on what you're trying to do with that. You're welcome, Joanne. All right. So anyway, I'm way over my time, so I'm gonna check out. So hi there. I was told to cancel my DWOSB app and start over. Yeah. So Monica. So the thing about it is, your EDWOSB application and start over. Sometimes you do have to start. Well, first let me go back. October of 2020, the system for the self-certified woman-owned small business, that system switched over to a whole new system. There's a lot of hiccups in that system. They've worked out a lot of their kinks. There's still some kinks, some hangups, and sometimes you do have to delete and start over. But they do have an amazing customer service department where you can reach out to them and figure out how to move forward. But I know some people who started in October and have just got cleared, this month, right? So stay the process. Don't, I mean, it's frustrating, but stay the process, speak life into that situation. Cool. All right. So that is it. That's my spiel for today. Hopefully this has been helpful for you all. So join me next Friday for the Friday Live. I'll have some more tips and some information that I can share with you all. Until then, have a great weekend, make it a happy day, and have a great night.